I think if you look at the list of all the reasons why he would work in the NFL, it's going to be significantly longer than the reasons why he wouldn't, right? And in any kind of argument that somebody can ever present, or oh, he didn't do this, or oh, this is where he went, or oh, he didn't throw the ball, whatever. There's always a very clear and concise counter argument to it. And so, like I said, I think what's important to always realize is that anytime you're looking at any draft pick, whether it's the number 1, first round, 7th round, it doesn't really matter. I think a lot of people take the takes of like, oh, he's going to be a bust, or I don't think this guy's going to be good, because there's a much higher chance that they're going to be right than wrong, right? So it's always important to know, like, of course, we don't really know how things are going to go, but there's a lot of really good things to look forward to with Bo Nix. I think for me, when it comes to expectations or what I want to see from him in the season this year, is obviously you want to see that improvement. I think a lot of the times when you watch guys play, you can just see they either have it or they don't, right? And so, it's not about the record or how we finish, but it's about being able to see him in different situations, 2-minute and in red zone, and in games where they're ahead, games where they're behind, and being able to see how he overall operates. But yeah, that's kind of my 30,000-foot view of him. I'm a huge fan, and I'll let Jeremy echo those sentiments, because I know he's gonna. So
yeah. Yeah. So for me, I said the same thing on Mark's channel. So when all this started in the end of the season, it was clear Russ isn't the guy for next season. I was like, okay, which quarterbacks are going to be available, and which ones do we have a realistic chance to acquire in the draft? So, like, I didn't obviously watch a ton of Caleb Williams, because it was kind of like a foregone conclusion he's not going. But then after looking through like Drake May, and after looking at JJ McCarthy, after looking at Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler and Michael Pratt, to me, when I first watched Bo Nix, I was like, oh, this guy's, he just seems like he's way ahead of like just overall quarterbacking. He seems so comfortable, and he seemed like he mastered the offense, and it was like, he knew exactly what to do.
Yes.
Pre-snap. Mm-hmm. And a lot of guys are like, let me snap it and then like kind of get my bearings after that, and hopefully I can find something. That was not him. He was like, it's going to the right, so I got to look off the guy off the left, and then I'm going to turn and hit the guy. Or, he was way more mobile than people were giving him credit for. I didn't have any Auburn like PTSD in my head for like other people had. I think that's a big reason why people don't like him. I think he's been a known quantity for so long that they go, oh yeah, I know who that guy is. And it was like, well, you know who that guy was maybe 4 years ago under a certain system when he was 19, but you don't necessarily know who he was these last 2 years, and has gone through so many different things and seen so much more and gotten a lot better. Period. Like, that's really what it was. Yeah.
They put out quarterbacks, man. Like,
yeah.
People don't like to realize that. And I think there's a lot of SEC bias where a lot of people watch SEC, and that's just the picture that they have in their mind of him.
And you guys being CU people, I was going into that CU versus Oregon game last year, like, we were undefeated. It was like Lil Wayne's bringing us out of the tunnel. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's insane. And then all of a sudden, within like the first quarter, we are getting annihilated. And this guy, Bo Nix, and their offense, Troy Franklin, are just systematically destroying this. And I was just like, well, that was abrupt and harsh, but that was like my first like memory of just who he was. But I didn't like go, oh, that's our future quarterback necessarily. I was just like, dang, that was crazy.